What I discovered, what I found out shook me to my core. Banks are taking people's homes, cars, and garnishing their wages without having the proper documentation to do so, and it has been going on for decades. Once you understand the all-caps straw man concept, which we will go over thoroughly, you will see that the banks have no right to sue 95% of the people they do. The reason being is when the bank sells the debt to the world market via a process called securitization, they are no longer the owner of the debt. They have gotten paid. Therefore, they are no longer an affected party. They sold their interest in the debt. Therefore, they have no right to sue. The Canadian rules of court is very clear. You must be an affected party to sue another. Therefore, if the bank sold the debt, they have no right to sue. To be very clear, securitization is a fancy word for banks selling debt to the world market. So do not be intimidated by these fancy terms. Every time you see the word securitization, replace it with when the banks sell debt to the world market, and it will flow easily for you. We will be going over this in great detail later in the book, but before we go any further, you need to understand why your name appears in all caps on all bank paperwork and much more. Let's start from the very beginning, and I mean that literally when you were born. Here's what really happens. When you were born and became a citizen of Canada, you received one share of the Corporation of Canada. This share is held in a company named Your Name, but it always appears in all capital letters. John Doe. When you were born, they opened up a company with your name and registered it on the world market. This company, which you are the CEO of, has one share of the Corporation of Canada, which is paid into a trust account attached to the company, named Your Name, appearing always in all caps. When we refer to the term CEO, it stands for Chief Executive Officer. When any CEO signs off on a company trust accounts, they are creating a financial instrument worth money. When you sign contracts at the bank, you are actually creating a financial instrument that can be cashed in, not borrowed. Most people think that when the bank lends you money, they go into their vaults, get the money, and place it into your account. This is not true. Some people believe it comes from other depositors' accounts. It does not. What really happens is this. When your name appears in all caps, you are the CEO of the company named Your Name. That company has one share of the Corporation of Canada listed on the world market. You have a trust account set up at birth that is attached to this company. This bond is worth anywhere from $18 to $23 million and pays out a dividend of approximately $200,000 to $400,000 per year. That's right, you have money that you did not even know existed. This is how it works. The share of the Corporation of Canada you received at birth pays out dividends that are placed into a trust account unannounced to you. It's like if you owned a share of Walmart, you would be getting paid dividends into an account of your choice. So, owning a share of Canada works no different, except they made sure you spent 12 years in their public schools, making sure you do not know this money exists. Furthermore, under the SEC rules, all shareholders of companies listed on the world market should be receiving quarterly reports. When was the last time you received a report regarding your share in Canada? Every time you sign as CEO at the bank on behalf of your name appearing in all caps on the contract, you create a financial instrument in the amount of the loan. The bank accesses your own money from your trust by selling it to the world market, then lends it back to you with interest. And if you do not pay back this fictitious loan, they take your real property. That's right. We create the money via our CEO signature. Then the bank lends us our own money back at interest, and if we don't pay back these fictitious loans, they take our real property. That is crazy. And it's happening right under our noses every day. If what you just heard resonates with you, if you have had a bank, a collection agency, or a creditor come after you without ever proving they actually own your debt, you need to take action right now. Go to Public Watchdog Complaint Line, CWA, and submit your complaint today. It takes minutes. You tell us what happened. who came after you, what they took or tried to take, and we document it. Because here is the truth. These institutions count on you not knowing your rights. They count on you being intimidated. They count on you doing nothing. Every complaint submitted is another data point, another case, another piece of evidence that this system has been operating against the people it was supposed to serve for decades. You are not alone in this. Thousands of Canadians are waking up to exactly what we just covered, and they are fighting back, not with anger, but with documentation, with process, and with the law. So do not sit on this. Share this video with someone you know who is drowning in debt they may not even legally owe. And then go to publicwatchdogcomplaintline.ca right now and submit your complaint. Your voice matters. Your case matters. And it starts with one click. Publicwatchdogcomplaintline.ca, because someone has to hold them accountable.